Hi, it's Morag Gamble from our Permaculture Life and the Permaculture Education Institute, and welcome back into my garden. Today I'm with one of the most common herbs that you'll find in many gardens around the world, lavender. And I wonder whether you knew actually that it was edible too. So mostly you will see in all the reference talking about how English lavender is the main lavender that people use in culinary purposes, but actually all lavenders are edible. They just have a little bit of a stronger flavour, so you'd probably want to go easier on them in terms of quantity, but they're still edible. So this one's a French type of lavender, and you can tell that because it has like the sawtooth on the edge of the leaves, whereas the English lavender has more like the long, straight leaves without the indentations. So this is more lavender dentata, meaning like the dents on the edge or the sawtooth kind of edge. And you'll find too that some of them have even many more indentations. So this is like a grey French lavender. So all of it's edible, the leaves, the flowers, the buds, these little young shoots. And so, well, what do you use it for? You can use it for your body, so you can come and get bunches of these and toss them into a bath, or you can make a hair rinse. You can also make a lavender spray cleaner if you want it around your house, because it has antibacterial properties. And if you infuse it into a vinegar and then use that as a vinegar household multi-purpose spray, that's really brilliant. You can use it in your cooking as a replacement of things like rosemary, for example, just a little bit though. So you might want to infuse it into an oil or a vinegar and use that as a dressing on salads, or you can chop up the leaves finely, just a couple of them, and sprinkle that through the salad too. You can also do that adding it into baked goods. So just imagine a focaccia cooked and this sprinkled on the top throughout and giving extra flavour. Or you can take some of the leaves and add it into a tea. It's a really, we know of lavender oil as a way of relaxing and calming our nerves, so you can make a really lovely sleepy time relaxing tea. Or if you wanted to add that even into a cool drink, or if you've got your own way of making your carbonated drinks, you can make your own homemade lemonade with a bit of lavender and also a bit of honey maybe with the bubbly water, and that's a really lovely refreshing drink too. Lavender's been used since the Egyptian times, often as a perfume then, and particularly in the Egyptian times with the mummification. It was used a lot by the ancient Greeks and Romans in their baths as a way of kind of cleansing their bodies. But it wasn't really until the Middle Ages that it started being used more medicinally and as a culinary herb as well. So I'm not surprised if you already have lavender or a variety of different lavenders in your garden. And I wonder if you can think about the possible uses of how you can integrate it into your garden, into your household as well. But in the garden, I really appreciate lavender as a way of filling in those niches that are just really hardy and sort of dry places that normal vegetables and the more softer herbs won't grow. So being of a Mediterranean origin, these, like the sage and the rosemary and thyme, they all grow really well together, and actually the flavours go really nicely together. Now, another reason I have it here on the edge too is because I remember reading a long time ago about how people used to hang their sheets or their clothing over them while they were drying, and I thought that was a really lovely idea. So right here I have a couple of really lovely big bushes of it that we can just toss things onto, and it just gives it a really lovely fresh scent when you bring it back into the house. So that's lavender. I hope you enjoy experimenting with it. Maybe toss it into some Beckies, or maybe mix it in with some homemade ice cream, for example. Lots of different ways that we can experiment in with using all the different herbs and some of the things that we see in our garden all the time but hadn't thought of integrating. And of course, just one final thing, the bees absolutely love it. Not at the moment because it hasn't got any flowers, but when it's flowering, you'll notice that this is just a haven for attracting pollinators into the garden. So lavender, you've got to love lavender, and as just such a hardy and multi-purpose plant. So make sure you subscribe down below and come back again for more plant information and ways that you can integrate fantastic, really beautiful plants into your permaculture garden and into your permaculture home. Take care. See you. So just in case you're wondering, these are not the lavender flowers. This is from the garlic chives that are poking up through the middle of this lavender plant, which also likes it in a really dry spot. So these flowers are edible, and so are the strappy leaves as a garlic. So even garlic and lavender together in an infused oil will make a beautiful addition to any salad.